All right, folks, welcome to what can the is this an H? It's an ER stream. There you go. This is an ER stream. I'm out there just trying to boost and throw some life into green white reclaimer. We're going until the very last consequences. Failure retreat is the weapon of choice. So this is one of the approaches that I'm going to be taking towards green white reclaimer. We have a different approach that I've been working on, which is Naya version. But this is the one that I have liked the most so far. It actually looks surprisingly reasonable. Basically, what we got going on is Failure Retreat, which has been impressive. It has been very impressive in the matches that I have played so far. And now that the entire power level of the format has gone down significantly, maybe a card like Failure Retreat actually has a shot. Failure Retreat combos very nicely with cards like Knight of Reliquary and Elvish Reclaimer because it makes them bigger while giving them vigilance. So you can actually threaten a shit ton of damage out of nowhere. If you get to untap with a Knight of the Reliquary, you just play your land, give all of your dudes +1/+1 and vigilance, and then you attack with Knight and you represent like a bunch more damage. If you have a Flagstones in play, you can go squatter yourself, get your lands, get another land from the Flagstones instead. Yeah, you can really do a lot of damage out of nowhere. So because we don't have access to Heliod anymore, we're forced into doing this. We do, however, still have access to the Dryad/Valakut combination, and we have more reasonable access to Valakut thanks to Knight, Reclaimer, and Dryad. And the one from Multaren, you're going to see that this is now less of a prime time than it ever was. Less of a prime time deck than it ever was because prime time is not even that good. It is still maybe okay as a one-off. My starting list had 3, and it was not very impressive unless you already had a Dryad in place. So my thought process here is that if you're in a situation where you need your prime time to just win, you can just call for it. So we're still playing the 1 copy, but it's basically just a call target. The rest of the deck is a couple of one-offs in Streamloan Druid and Raminep Excavator and Apparition that we can call for whenever needed. We also have some explore action, some removal spells, and 29 lands. The land suite is definitely still a work in progress. I am playing Cavern of Souls here. Maybe I shouldn't. This is the big question mark in this deck list, in my opinion. This could just be another basic, for example. We do have Springmoon Druid, so right out of basics, it could be a concern. We're only playing 5. But I'm going with the Cavern for now, which is obviously a card that you can fetch with Reclaimer or Knight. Blast Zone, Bog, 4 Flagstones, Forest, Ghost Quarter, 1 of Horizon Canopy. We have 7 fetches, so 4 Heath and 1 of all of the other green fetches. Misty, Verdant, and Wooded Foothills. Scatter Groves and Temple Garden as the planes that we can go fetch off of the Flagstones. 1 of Celestial Sanctuary and 1 of Vesuva. When we move over to the side where we have 4 copies of Birch, Aven Mind Sensor, Eidolon of Rhetoric, a 2nd copy of Apparition, Limvala. Again, all of these are obviously cold targets. Collector Oof, Knight of Autumn, and then 2 Tireless Tracker for all of the mid-rangey value matchups, and finally Damping Sphere for the Tron and the combo decks of the format. We're gonna see how the deck plays out. Last time I played on stream, I went 4-1, which is definitely a pretty solid starting point, but we're gonna see how things work out. What do you think about going back to Thalia-based list like the older versions? I don't think so, particularly because Thalia has become a lot worse now. Like, Thalia was always medium against all of the prowess deck because of Lava Dart, and like now Thalia kind of hurt a little bit the control decks and stuff, but there's not really any more control decks in the format. And this deck is still very good against the control decks in the format anyway, because of cards like Reclaimer and Knight of the Reliquary. And even now, Failure Retreat is huge against control. They really struggle to deal with this. When's the Yama battle? You're late, dude. It just happened. The Yama battle is already over. Splinter Twin? Don't mind if I do. No spoilerinos from the Yama battle though. I wonder what my opponent's gonna think whenever they see turn 1 Reclaimer. Ugh. They're gonna see LOL. That's what they think. They just think LOL. Guess I have to check it out on YouTube tonight. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I literally just explained why I think that, like, Primetime is not very good when it doesn't get Field of the Dead in a deck like this. Like, it's great in Amulet because it just wins the game by itself, but that's just not the case here. Primetime does not win the game by himself. Suck that. The one that ramps me. Yeah, that one. I think I'm getting another Flagstones here. Big pog. Big pog right there. Huge pog, I'd even say. So we're gonna see what my opponent does here, and on their upkeep, I'm gonna fetch for a Valakut. We already have the Raminap, so we don't care if they go squatter it. But I don't want to get owned by my opponent just violin a stupid arbiter, so we're just gonna do this right now. And now we don't even need to get lands with different names, so we can just get whatever we want. Valakut, you. Now go. Splinter Twin is pretty good. Splinter Twin is still pretty solid, huh? Splinter Twin still looking fine, even after the banning. What's my opponent doing here? Idea is going to be to double spell here. Explorer gives me 2 land drops. Ooh, baby. Fetch. So if they have Arbiter, they're going to put it into play right now. They don't. Oh yeah, we're definitely getting the Vial. Flagstones. Catacombs. Fetch. They just don't have a 2-drop. Alright. 3 for you. 3 for you. Ivan coming back with a tier 1 sub. 20 months. That's 2-0. Hi caramba indeed. It's been a minute, my friend. Thank you for the support. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold. Yep. Field away. We have infinite mana. Infinite mana. We have, however, run out of fetchables. So that's something to watch out for. So the anti-player always hurts when the Vial is dealt with. Yep. Probably have to deal with Raminap here. Yep. Path. I guess I should have attacked first. Let's attack. Opponent shouldn't block, yeah. And yeah, I guess that land drop is just fine. Skill one of these. Get another 3/3. Yeah, the apparition mirror. Also, we just casually have a 5/5. My opponent needs to deal with both of my threats, otherwise they're probably gonna lose to either one of them, and we're still beating them down. They're at 12. So if they have another operation plus another path, maybe we are in tough shape. But if they have anything but, then we're gonna be in okay shape. But yeah, this is the issue that I was talking about earlier, right? Like we do have only 6 basics, so it's not that much. Don't have Flicker Wisp, please. Thank you. Maybe you missed the time where I said that please don't have Flicker Wisp, opponent. We don't get a 3/3 though, which is nothing. But they're probably gonna take my Triad. I mean, they might just take my Knight, actually. Yep. If they trade with Apparition, we get another 3/3. So if they double block here... Han coming back for the tier 1 sub. 21 months. Lot of old school Primetime Stronghold members in chat today. Always very happy to see that. Do we have enough 3-drops in this deck? We have a lot of 3-drops, Mr. Lee. And we also have some new folks in the Primetime Stronghold. Krabbin Skylev with the Prime sub. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. So that probably tells me that my opponent has another Flicker Wisp because they wanted to keep the apparition around. But if that's their play, they blink this, they exile my Dryad or my Reclaimer, and then we just swing for lethal anyway because we get another one of the dudes, so still kind of fine. Use your primes chat, it's free. That's definitely true. And thank you so much for the love there, Ivan. Appreciate it. You want to attack, opponent? Because we just take the Champerino and they're dead. Hey Lex, welcome to the stream. How's it going? How real do you think this Feather Retreat version is? I have as much of an idea as you might have. So we just chump and my opponent is literally dead on board, right? They path here. No, it's actually better to take it. Opponent can kill the apparition, which leaves them with a 1-drop, but then we attack with both. They chump with one of them, and they can find... They get a 1-drop blocker, but then we have the Valakut engine going. We don't have any fetchables though. So we're not gonna have any way to trigger Valakut at instant speed. Which is a little bit annoying. But I think that Reclaimer is more valuable. Knight of the Reliquary. It's a big knight. So we attack first. This forces my opponent's hand. They can't path, so they have to take damage. And now they're dead. Not a bottom, trackers, oof. Apparition. Limvala is interesting. Just the 4-drop, it's just kind of interesting. Fine opener. Double retreat is nice. When it moves to 6. I think I'm playing Misty on 1 to play around my opponent's Arbiter. Giver. Annoying but beatable. Stoneforge. I'm not pathing this. Not bad. This one named Spirit. Whatever we name is gonna be kind of awkward anyway, so. Flagstones. Yeah, the Limvala stops the givers, and it's also just a 3-4 beater, like a 3-4 flyer, which just lines up very well against my opponent's threats. This is honestly kind of fine. We path that, they don't get a land. I think I would follow Krabbing Skylev. Them taking the Flagstones is kind of annoying, but at the same time doesn't matter too much. Mixed feelings. Mixed feelings about that. We get to Dryad plus Ghost Squatter them, which seems exciting to me. And I'm gonna kill whatever. I was looking for a joke and I couldn't find it. Are the snow lands better than the basic planes? At this point, I think that we're back to a point where just like snow lands are just cool value. Like they are cool again. Instead of just being lame like they were for so long. Should stop your stuff like that more often, yo. It's peak humor in this channel, okay? Have some respect. Hopefully Retreat makes it in modern. I love that card. It has been sweet. Spirit Walker with a tier 1 sub. We're coming back for the 15 months. Really appreciate the support. What am I doing here? Am I tracking? I think I'm tracking. We could have played Fellow Retreat, but it's pretty bad. Like, I'd rather play Retreat and get value from it. Which is what I'm doing with this tracker. Like, I'm guaranteeing that my cards are yielding me some value here. And even now, even if my opponent goes squatters, me next turn we get to at least draw a card. And if they don't, we get to resolve retreat. Hopefully we draw lands. That lands are our best draw right now. Skull is now officially in play. Hopefully my opponent misses some land drops. No such luck. Paying costs. What do you got, opponent? Apparition. Well, good thing I played the tracker instead of a failure. They take my tracker. Okay. Could we please draw a land? See, it would be pretty nice if we drew a land here. Not bad. Not bad. So now we're gonna get to path my opponent's arbiter on end step. And then we untap and we retreat plus get value. Yeah, taking the Dryad would have put me in a significantly worse spot, I think. Opponent is at 1 million life total, which is fine. Path your dude end step. It really is different whenever they have Vile from whenever they don't. It's a lot easier to play around Vile. If they want to go squad and response, we obviously just pay 2, so. Our best top deck is a Valakut. Yeah, Valakut is our best top deck. Now even more than before, because now they could have, go score to the Valakut, and now they can't, so. Apparition. That doesn't really do anything. I think I'd rather retreat. Am I fetching now to play around Mind Sensor? Like, it is actually possible for my opponent to have Mind Sensor here, so I think I'm gonna fetch now. Let's make it 2/2. Yeah, I think I'd rather, because like if my opponent has a Flicker Whip, they exile the Dryad and we're fucked, right? And they do have 3 mana now, so if they Flicker Wisp or they have another apparition, they exile my Dryad and like that's it. I have nothing. So I think that getting the 2/2 is just better. And now if we draw any land, we can get double failure retreat going, and we can kind of take over from there. We probably have to take this chump here, however, because otherwise we're dead in the air to a wisp. Okay. Yeah, they have Maul now. F. Big F. Well, we literally can't do it. We have to operation. No, we can't operation because we have to operation them all. Man, we're gonna go to 1 now. This is a really bad spot. If they draw land, they just maul and we die. So I'm just gonna play another Dryad here once I go. Okay, so now we're just dead. My opponent could play our own path. We're gonna see if they right click attack all or they just serve with the germ. Weird. Swing everything. So we just double block the germ. We get that out of the way. We go down to 1. Thank you for the follow, McNuggets. Germ is dealt with. Probably have to deal with them all there. Create a 2/2. And I guess I create another 2/2. Hold. Hold. Archon of Emeria. Okay, so we're gonna have to find a path because we're dead to that guy. I mean, I guess we have several lethal things that we can do here. Valakut is very good for us. Primetime wins the game, actually, because she just completely erases their board. That doesn't do it, though. Yeah, this is fine. Sand is very slow. His hand is very slow. I think we're gonna die. Turn 1 Vial is just also brutal. Hopefully we find the Knight of Autumn. Or a Collector Roof. Oh, I guess just have to make sure that whatever you want, just make very sure that you call it to the top of the deck. Watching you on YouTube for a while, you got me into playing Titans. That's awesome, McNuggets. Happy to hear that. No second land. Go. Damn it. Collector Roof would have been better than this, though. I'll trade. You want to trade? Ghost Squadron and Temple Guard would be brutal here. And I assume my opponent is going to suspect it. Maybe they'll get enticed to kill the Flagstones, which would be awesome for me, but that sucks. Second Vial is devastating. Yep, they figure it out. I'll block. No, no interest. Too bad. We find the green source off the top. I'm probably playing Knight. It might be just okay if we find the green source off the top. Block? Yeah, I mean, I will block. What's going on right now? Why is my opponent tanking on this? They're really going deep as to whether they should be blocking right now. They should be attacking, I guess. Maybe they thought they F6 and they went to get some coffee. But we're stuck in their combat step. We also have 16 minutes in our clock to my opponent's 7.5, so... Story of my life. Story of my life. They're thinking as to whether to path my dude. That would be great for me. Cursed Mage with the tier 1 sub, coming back for the third month. Third month in a row. Thank you, Cursed Mage, I appreciate it. Welcome back. Why is path great for you? Because they don't have a path for these ones, which are better. Just so when I call my stream points, yeah, it's Exoland drops, of course. What was I supposed to call my stream points? Yeah, we got a lot of subs today. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate the support. Lots of subs. Older subs, newer subs. All of the subs. If they path, then we don't have green. We don't have green anyway. 10 push-ups to pass the time? Okay. Alright, I'll do that. I am that bored at my opponent just taking forever to figure out what they want to do. My opponent finally figure out. Okay. Yes. Opponent recognized my effort, yeah. I guess they did. Another GQ. Another arbiter. Must be nice to be a luck sack opponent. Got a nice little replay of last turn. Such a big chest. Yo, I have to show off my work, okay? I gotta show off my work. Such a tease. Such a tease. Even Vesuva could copy my opponent's canopy, which is hilarious. Next turn, though. Next turn, we're gonna be able to use our beautiful green source. And I'm doing this on upkeep so that I play around Mind Sensor. If my opponent has Mind Sensor here, good job, you got me. When is celebrity boxing gonna hit the MTG community when I see Fran take on Everos? Oh, come on, really? Well, I guess that if they blow this up here, we get our forest. Awesome. So then at 8. As long as they don't violate the flyer, we're winning this. No flyer, no flyer, no flyer, no flyer. Flicker Wisp. Okay, this is not the end of the world. This is not the end of the world. They're gonna need another one of these dudes to kill my Raminap. Let's get there, baby. Let's get there. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's do this. Let's do this. So next turn, pay 4. Oh. Okay. That's anticlimactic. That was anticlimactic. Funny how if we hadn't taken 5 turns to find our green source, We would have actually won that game. If at any point we find any other green source, then we would have won. Or if my opponent hadn't had the second cat, or if they hadn't had the second ghost quarter and then the field. Like, my opponent needed every single little bit. If they hadn't had the other vial, we would have also won. Opponent definitely needed not only everything to go perfect for them, they also needed everything to go wrong for me. Obosh. I'm gonna fetch for a basic forest here. Turn apart, I'm a D&T player, but I also love Reclaimer. Tough. Hate losing to shitbear so much because the deck is trash. I only win by getting lucky. Yeah. those sound like fair statements to me. X. What? Damn. What do you got for me, opponents? 5 mana. 6 mana. Lightning Bolt? Okay. I think I'm in the planes here. Now that my Reclaimer is gone, I'd rather have access to... Okay. Okay. They need Obosh so that Evercool kills in one hit. Yeah, that makes sense, actually. What you got, opponent? Proceeds to show me. Yep, we were successfully shown what opponent had going on. We were shown what opponent had. We were shown what opponent had. Oh yeah, Rootbound Crag. Love to see some Rootbound Crag action. Love to see some Rootbound Crag action. Feels like a fever dream. Just a tiny bit like it. Nice little synergy going on here for OP. Well, I'm obviously not pathing that, so I'm just gonna play this right now. Next turn, if we draw land, we get to Dryad plus value. If my opponent moons me here, we get to Dryad and we get a 2/2. Dryad fixes our mana. Blood Moon? What? What do we think? Is my opponent also playing Boil? I guess they couldn't be playing Boil, but they could be playing Choke. Is my opponent a Choke gamer? Sure. Land? Dead. Three, yeah. My opponent can play Choke here. They can play another Moon would be kind of annoying, but like if we find a land, we got them on a 2-turn clock. If we find a Titan, we just win. Land. Two-turn clock. Just so opponent's name. Oh yeah, red green sideways. It's pretty hilarious. We even beat Embercool here, right? Double bold, really? Ugh, give me a break, opponent. Give me a break. More Champerinos. Now they get Obosh. That's how I vomit. Just like that. So they have to chomp, so they can throw... No, they would need to throw everything in front of the Dryad, so it's just not a good deal for them to chomp with everything. Fine blocks. Good, good, good. Got him. Good, good, good. Got him. Clothis. You got it. And Bone Crusher. You also got it. Wait, you sure you don't want to play anything? Okay. Vigilance, baby! They forgot both about Bone Crusher and the Obosh. Maybe they just gave up. Oh, they have counters from Pyro? Is that even good? Oh, that's not good. They're still dead because they have to triple chomp. Remember what I was talking about, the interaction between Retreat and Knight of the Reliquary slash Reclaimer? That's what I meant. So I guess maybe we want all the purges. Purges. Opponent went for the misplay equity. Yeah, I guess. I mean, they weren't technically lethal if I didn't draw land, right? So I guess that it was the better line. Obosh. Turn 1 mountain. Well, now that we have second forest, I'm just gonna fetch for a white source with this. Turn 1 mountain is probably good for me. Everest played with Retreat 2 nights ago, and it was impressive in every game that I've seen it. Yes, I honestly have been pretty happy with the card. It has definitely done a lot of work, Donnie, and it also stacks very nicely. And you know, we have some stuff going on here as well. We have some. Yeah, I'm not keeping that hand. Not keeping this hand either. 5-week go. Keep bottom. And now we commence the finger crossing phase. Okay. Technically we're supposed to name Giant here. Because we found another land, we're going to explore, because next turn we can now we can call. I guess I should have named Elf. This was a mistake, because now I can't call for Reclaimer. Temple Garland. Stoneforge. It's just Stoneblade. We played a sick match on Tuesday against Stoneblade. It was truly awesome. We're doing that next turn. Another reason to name Elf, by the way. Definitely, like, just huge mistake to not name Elf there. We can get Leak, we can get Remanded. Kind of sucks. It's not a minor thing that the tokens that we get off Fellow Retreat are actually pretty great. Because they're white. Huge. Such a huge mistake to play this on Giant. Silly me. Silly me. Send in the attacks opponent. I'm waiting. Gonna put a token into play so that we can clock the baby Tef. Seems worth it. My opponent could have Spell Queller or something like that. Now the question is, I think, okay, I'm rewarded for naming Giant here. I think I do this on end step. I guess I can do it on upkeep. Yeah, let's do it on upkeep. The idea is I want to play around Force, and I also want to play around Cryptic commands. We also play around Remand, and we play around Remand plus Leak. Never mind, I am a genius for naming Giant and Cavern of Souls. Why would you ever doubt me, chat? Why would you ever doubt me? Why would you ever doubt me, chat? Come on, you're better than this. Are we? Alright, that's a fair question. Yikes. I'm keeping this hand though. Okay, so opponent's playing some... They want to counter this, that's fine. Next turn we get to Reclaimer. Maybe this turn we get to Reclaimer. If they have Leak, this is the card to leak, I think. Splinter Twin online? I don't think. I think my opponent has counter magic, or maybe not. Baby Tef? Yeah. Udo. Maybe opponent just doesn't have Cryptic. Lol. That's also pretty good. Go Squatter in case they have another on Thin Ice, because then we can go Squatter the on Thin Ice and then step and then tap on Reclaimer again. On Thin Ice strictly better than Path, thanks Spike. Yep. Oust would have been better than on Thin Ice there. Also, my opponent did nothing with their mana that turn. Batter Skull. Not bad. Splinter Twin. Splinter Twin. Splinter Twin. Call. Are we doing tracker here? I kind of want to path this Stoneforge, but I don't think we're supposed to. Cavern on Human. Is this deck gas or what? Is this deck fucking awesome or what? Gusto? Are we gustoing? Sure. Put that on top. And play this. If opponent mana leaks this, then they can't Batter Skull, which means we effectively time walk them. Remand. Alright. 5 yep. Next turn we make the exact same play again, and my opponent needs to have another Gust and another counter spell for the Felidar Retreat. Anchovy Pizza? I mean, you're asking the Crab King about what's for... I mean, the King of Crabs is gonna have some seafood for dinner. You have to know your audience, Donnie. You have to know your audience. Barbecue steak. Not bad. It's a good idea. Bounce my Reclaimer. You got it. So they can mana leak here, I know that, but if they mana leak again, they can't Batter Skull. Mana leak, remand, whatever they want. Also, they minus the fairy on the Reclaimer last turn, so now they can't do anything to the Felidar Retreat. So my opponent chooses to go for getting Batter Skull into play, which is a reasonable line. Spell Pierce, brutal. Okay, that one was actually a very good exchange for them. I'm very surprised that my opponent has got Spell Pierce in their deck. This seems very bad for them. Who am I to judge, though? Who am I to judge? I'm just the dude casting Felidar Retreat in Modern, so... I'm just out here, just a simple folk. Just a simple folk casting Felidar Retreat in Modern. Okay, that is terrifying. The good thing is that Skycliffe chomps the skull. And then we have a never-ending stream of dudes coming into play. Yeah, I don't think my opponent figured out the fact that they can't get through the apparition. Maybe they just want to get rid of the apparition? Block. Thank you very much. You get a 1/1. We can path this. Go squatter ourselves. Trigger retreat. Put some counters. Get a clue. Opponent bounces, reattaches. Then we have a Reclaimer activation. Opponent needs to chomp. I think it's worth it. It's kind of weird, but it feels like it's worth it to me. Yeah, it's cat o'clock. What do I want to go squatter? Think I just go squatter the forest and I just get another forest? Because I don't want two triggers right now, I just want the one. Vigilance. Vigilance. That's one less body for my opponent. It is a big deal. It is a big deal. On thin ice. Getting tracker. No respect for the Reclaimer. No respect for Reclaimer. Can you believe this, chat? Just get another Flagstones. I'm gonna be huge. I mean, are you kidding me? Look at this. Look at how huge I am already. Huge. Detention sphere, you know. Take it. I'm not afraid of you. One, two, three, four. Another one of these. What do you got? Nothing? Okay. So this is gonna get +1/+1 counters. I'm trying to think if I want another one. So this is gonna make my dudes 4/4s, 6/6s. Oh, that was the worst draw in my deck, actually. Yeah, I guess I'm forced into putting counters. That was the actual worst draw in my deck, because that means that now sacking the Flagstones doesn't do anything for me. Brutal. So, Teferi, you. If my opponent wants to double chump block, do it. This interaction, it just continues to be more and more impressive the more that I play this deck. This interaction just continues to be more and more impressive. Let's get Blast Zone. What you got, OP? You got something cool over there? You got something cool going on over there? Yes, I do. feel like I've run out of Flagstone's target a little bit too much. It seems like it might be cause for concern. That's kind of scary. They don't have enough to bounce Skull or recast. Second Reclaimer. Not half bad. Not half bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is gonna be +1/+1. And this is gonna be 2/2 dude. I'm not gonna chump attack into my opponent's Ice Fang. But this is a lethal attack right here, which is funny. So my opponent needs to chump block, otherwise they are actually dead. My opponent can suit up the Ice Fang with the Batter Skull, but that's not lethal. And then we get to uptake the Blast Zone on 2, crack, kill the Ice Fang, and we just have a very, very lethal attack. So we still get some infinite cat tokens. Is this good, chat? Tough to say sometimes. It feels good to me. Another Ice Fang. That's not enough. Gonna have a shit ton of mana. No Shark? Shark does nothing. Yep, stood up the Ice Fang. That's good. Swing 7. That's good. Go up to 17. I discard my Radiant Fountain. Cryptic Command or bust. The only thing my opponent can do here is have exactly Cryptic Command in hand. It's literally the only card that matters. 2/2. 2/2. And 2/2. And they have to Cryptic right now, bouncing this, I think. Because if I get to untap, I just blow up their Ice Fangs, and they're like, even they get to tap my team, but they're like, their Batter Skull is gonna be summoned in 6, so create it. No, +1/+1, +1/+1, blow up the dudes, super lethal. Felidar retreat, giving the dudes vigilance, swinging for the win. Sack your lands or get a land. Genius song composer. Genius song composer. I get to show off my Berkeley degree right now when I make this. Stupid songs. That was money well spent. This deck is fun. This deck is fucking hilarious. This deck really is hilarious. I would expect us to very much struggle against like Tron decks and stuff. Yama, welcome everybody from Yama Stream. Thank you for the host, man. GG's earlier. Congratulations making it to the finals. We're playing some... I am a very stubborn person, okay? Just let me be. Just let me be. I am a very stubborn person. I know what I like. And we're trying to keep Elvish Reclaimer alive and well. I'm not doing too bad, honestly. We went 4-1 with a similar list on Tuesday. We're currently 2-1. Turn 1 Reclaimer, baby. That's life. Playing against Andrea. Currently 4-0. Actually, Andrea's doing very well right now. He's close to the top of the leaderboard, and this guy was cheating, so he's one of the honest gamers. Would have been awesome to draw Flagstones there. As everybody's probably well aware, I'm never lucky though. Cheatings in MTGO. So my opponent was that player was abusing a bug. Like right now, there's a bug on Magic Online that basically allows you to just cast Cascade cards, which you should not be able to cast. So we're gonna play Dryad here, but I'm trying to think what I want this to fix mana for. It has to be probably Knight of the Reliquary. It's probably Knight of the Reliquary, so just name Human. And it's what, like a Knight? Human Knight? This is a Warrior, no Knight, Cleric, Dryad, Core Spirit. Okay, so we're just gonna name Human. And I'm just gonna Vesuva copy Valakut here. It's the biggest value. And if we find land off the top next turn, we're gonna be in really good shape. Who finds this bug? I don't know. Did they break Cascade trying to fix Cascade? Kind of. That's a way to put it for sure. That's a way to put it, because basically, like, if you reveal like multiple stuff, like for example, you reveal the Bone Crusher Giant on your way to revealing something, which technically obviously shouldn't work, but it actually doesn't work like that right now. That sucks. That sucks. Is there anything that I can draw here? Exactly, Elvish Reclaimer. I guess that also counts. Does this deck just concede to infinite life? Yes. Like many other decks in Modern. Wow. He's playing Archangel. That's cool. I can't let this resolve, right? Because it just goes infinite. And I'd rather my opponent's dudes continue to be 2/2s rather than grow. So definitely would have loved to find land. So we're dead to another. Man, missing land from there is just such a beating. I'm just gonna play a second Dryad. This forces Andrea to have double removal spell here. It's impossible that he doesn't have another Spike Feeder though. Livala, Apparition. That's kind of it. I don't think I want anything else. Knight of Autumn can be cute if my opponent goes exactly if they play Utopia's Brawl. I don't think it's better than my other cards though. Yep. I think the Heliod deck might be the best deck in the format right now. As long as you have people concede to your infinite life combo, right? In this case, it's a little bit more straightforward because like their dudes actually get infinitely large as well with the Archangel, but it gets kind of awkward if some opponent wants you to play it out. Which they're kind of in their right to do. How about Oof for Ballista? Sure, we can do that. Beast Arsenal fan thing will follow. The issue is that, you know, my opponent just killed me without Ballista, right? So I'm just playing Oof and I'm just hoping that it does anything. And it's a 2-mana 2/2 in the worst case scenario. Which is pretty fucking bad, but it's probably worth it. And the matchup is just horrid for us, so maybe this is just bad enough. The matchup is bad enough that it's worth it to have a potential just bear. If it means that maybe it buys me a turn or something. So, thoughts so far. We have run out of lands to fetch multiple times already, so maybe that is a concern and we should be paying attention to that. I'm gonna keep this because this we can fetch for Limbala. Seems like Revoker belongs more in the 75. I don't think so. It's just too bad of a card. Speaking of bad cards, yeah, we're just gonna die before we get to Limbala. I guess we can Skyclave. Let's actually Skyclave here. Let's Skyclave here, get rid of the Heliod. We get a clean slate. Now this turn we get to Dryad plus Reclaimer. Sure. So that tells me that he has more apparitions. Because honestly, that's kind of a waste of an apparition, if you ask me. But here at least we get to double spell. And I guess I don't want to show him the Valaka just yet. Because maybe if I show him the Valakut, maybe there could be a fetch line there even. If I show him the Valakut, if he has a Skyclave, he's just gonna Skyclave this instead of this. Which again, I do think that he has a second Skyclave. Like a book. Reading him like a book. Try it. I think I'm gonna play Knight plus Hold Up Reclaimer activation. And then we can retreat next turn. Path. Brutal. Okay. That sucks. The good thing is he doesn't have good attacks at least. L-Jex, think 24, think of that follow. Spike Feeder. Okay. This gives me my own 3/3 here, so that's why I'm doing this here now. Sure. So he kills his Spike Feeder to make this guy survive. So we go down to 5. We can get a fetch land here to guarantee that we're gonna get a trigger. We can get Blast Zone, but we're not gonna have enough time to blow up 3, so Blast Zone would only blow up once, which would limit my opponent's mana, but it's also gonna limit what I can do. We can Canopy. We could have also Radiant Fountained. Not bad. Prime time. We gain 4. It's a good top deck. Oh, come on, Andrea. All right. GG's, I guess. Let's see what we were drawing. That matchups remains terrible for us. Realm Cloaked Giant would be better here. Facts. Definitely that's a fact. Is that a card? I remember trying that card in original Green-White Reclaimer, and I was very unimpressed by it. But I wonder if it's time for this to make a comeback. I wonder if there's time. Yeah, okay. I'm into that. I definitely want to switch the mana base up somehow. Like I want to add one more fetchable land. The nice thing about this is that we get to call for it, right? That's where we're playing it. It's a sweeper that we can call for. Not sure how much I like Cavern of Souls. I guess it's fine as a one-off, but like we have so many completely unrelated creature types, and we only get one shot. Like we have the one-off Sanctuary, but it's not a reliable thing to do. I kind of want to add one more basic forest because I've been running out of fetchables a little bit too quickly. We could play one more land too. Because we Giant area. crazy how there's never a day where they're not landscaping in. I've cut one fetch land and add one more basic. I don't think I like that. We already have 7 fetch lands, right? Like fetch lands are effects that you definitely want to have access to because of, like, I'm not upset about drawing many fetch lands. Like drawing many fetch lands is great when I'm playing a Knight of the Reliquary deck. It's more of a matter of seems like a little bit too awkward again. Like the Cavern of Souls being super awkward here. I think I'm just gonna bite the bullet. I'm just gonna cut the Cavern of Souls. It's just too awkward. It's just way too awkward. Like imagine how much better that hand would have been if instead of a cavern I had had a basic forest. So much better. Here we're gonna bottom the plains, I think. And we can cycle the Scattered Groves. The problem with cycling Scattered Groves, yeah, that's just too bad. I'm just gonna play it on turn 1. Because the problem with cycling it is that if I whiff, then I just don't get to cast my Knight on 3. The good thing is that it grows the Knight. Okay, I'm gonna be greedy. I'm gonna be greedy here. It changed my mind 3 times in that turn. Ugh, brutal. This matchup is probably miserable for us. If my opponent has turn 4 Tron instead of turn 3, maybe... Okay, never mind. I guess... No, human's fine. I mean, we can go get Ghost Squatter here. And then we can call for... Oh, I guess that I should have named Elf. Yeah, I mean, this Cavern of Souls is just way too awkward, way too often. I've run with nothing to search for and having a land that does not produce mana unless you have a Dryad. Okay, that we can beat. That we can beat. Well, that's better. So we play Dryad. Play land, bounce, play Reclaimer, sack the shitty Cavern of Souls, get Ghost Squatter. Draw step, blow up the one that you search for. If we find one untapped land, we just win because we're gonna get to ramming at them. So any untapped land is probably GG's. Oh, never mind. We have Knight. We're fine. Yeah, this is actually GG's. Unless they have Tron again this turn. They can't search for it. They have to have actual Tron right now or a main deck Relic. Okay, that's fine. Gonna be blowing that up again. Don't find Relic. Sweet. I guess that my opponent could luck sack into another power plant, and if they do, maybe we're in trouble. Opponent serves. Okay. Remnant. Sack. Flagstones. Remnant. GQ. That one. And now we have this combo, so we can actually sacrifice this for value, which is nice. Main deck GQ. Main deck Relic is the only thing that gets my opponent out of this at this point, I think. Taking 6 from this Worm Coil, no big deal. Nice. Oblivion Stone. Karn the Great Creator. Not bad. So they're gonna name Ghost Quarter, but then now I switch gears and now I just kill my opponent with Valaka triggers. So they should actually exile my graveyard here. Ensnare and Bridge? Yeah, you're dead. What's the best way to go about this? Tron just ritually with his 2 ticks mono blue Tron. That's awesome. Two mana, sack this. We get another Flagstones. Spike with the raid. How's it going, Spike? Hope your stream went well. We are living the dream here. We're trying to keep Green-White Reclaimer alive and well. Not gonna say that it's been easy, but it's been fun. Which is basically just, it's basically just as good, right? So do we have lethal here? We swing for 4, opponent's at 20. We sack this, we get Vesuva. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think we have actual lethal right now. Yep. Yep. And yep. This guy. Sack this. That one and that one. What are you at, opponent? Got you at 15? Is that correct? Yep. Okay. Reclaimer good. It's like he never left. It's like he never left, Spike. He's been here hanging out with us all along. Squid Squad, thank you for the follow. Bog out. I guess we want Mind Sensor, even though I'm not particularly excited about it. All my other cards look worse. Like, I'd rather have Knight than Skyclave, I think. More 96, thank you for the follow. I'd rather have Oof. Further retreat, maybe it's a little bit on the sketchy side of things. The interaction between Knight, Reclaimer, and Retreat is very, very powerful, though. So maybe it's just worth it. What I mean there is that it gives vigilance. Knight is playable. Maybe. It definitely has gotten a lot better. In my original Green and White Reclaimer lists, obviously Knight was just the worst version, right? Knight was just a worse version than Titan, so... Here we do have Splinter Twin. This is gonna be tough to win if my opponent has turn 3 Tron, but we may be okay if they don't. But if we get our Reclaimer engine going... Oof. Knight just always got bolted. I mean, it was more of a matter of there wasn't really any good payoff for it. So now that I want to play, now that I want to play Failure Retreat in my deck, now that I actively want to put that card into my deck, I am actually giving myself a good reason to want to have Knight in my deck, basically. When it does have the turn 3 Tron, it's gonna make things a lot harder for us. Gracias. Barbacoa, si tienes. Gracias. Thank you for the follow, Sig Ghost King. It's bad. Yeah, that's bad. Twismotron, thank you for the follow. Gracias. Okay, so THKN22, thank you for the follow. It's looking rough. It's looking rough. Your God wasted love. Thank you for the follow. Can't cast that guy. And we can't explore into that, so we're just gonna play... Whoops, I misclicked there. Obviously wanted to play this. Whoops. Hopefully that doesn't bite us, but I think it's going to. What did they fetch for? I think they fetched for this. I honestly don't remember. If they minus on my Reclaimer, okay, they plus. Actually, I think we're far behind enough that we need to Luxac. So we need to draw Dryad into land. Oh, never mind. They have Ugin. Ballista. Let's go with that. Sand is interesting. This hand doesn't beat a turn 3 card, but it beats most other things. Chips. Our best top deck is Collector, oof, or Damping Spheres are best up deck. Damping Sphere. Damp Sphere. We're gonna go Knight into Hope We Don't Die. And the next turn we can go Squatter with Mind Sensor. Hopefully that gets there. Okay, what are we doing here? Just stride into Reclaimer. Something tells me this is not gonna go well for me. I don't know why. I don't know why. Something tells me this is not gonna go well for me. But you never know. Opponent might make a mistake. We can't beat Ulamog or anything like that, so I think that the plan is to attack Karn, see what they do. We can't get Titan. We can call for Raminap. Which would give us 2 lands. Call Raminap. Land, and we have to Lucksuck if Valakut. Don't know how much I like that. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Lucy. We're doing okay. Historically, Tron has always been a terrible matchup for a green-white Reclaimer, so we're getting kind of owned by it, but... holding onto the land because so my opponent can't plus. Maybe I should have played the land and I can cycle if my opponent pluses. Maybe that's better. This is kind of weird. Sure, that's gone. This is all my opponent's got. I'm probably okay with this. Am I cycling Canopy on end step? Is the question. Okay. Seems like my opponent doesn't have too much going on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we're gonna cycle first. Because if we find the Titan, we're gonna go fetch for a Dryad, but we didn't, so. The only way that I can get out of this is through Valakut Dryad, so I'm gonna maximize on that. Like my opponent, I cannot stop my opponent from getting their mana engine, so I'm just gonna, that's just a lost fight. So I'm just gonna try to play towards winning instead of trying to play towards not losing. I could have found the Ghost Quarter there instead of the second Valakut, but I feel like if I'm gonna win this game, it's gonna require for me to get lucky, for my opponent to have nothing, and for me to be able to leverage this double Valakut. Only way that I'm going to be able to win this game. Okay, so now that's probably it now. Yeah, that's probably it. I can top deck a Dryad. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If I top deck a Dryad, no, but then I don't have a land. Collector Roof doesn't do anything. Yeah, I'm just dead. Womp womp. All right, we started strong, and then the wheels kind of fell off. But it happens sometimes. As far as the changes that I would like to make, am I just supposed to be playing Gracer in this deck? I don't think we can afford to play Gracer, unfortunately. The changes on the mana base I think are good. I think adding one more fetchable land is good. I think that maybe a Real Cloak Giant is okay. You can cut Explorers for Grace to speed the 3 drops. Yeah, the issue with that is that I'm required to have the lands in my hand, and I'm only playing 29. So it's not a guarantee that I'm able to get value from Gracer. And if I play Gracer and I can't get good value from it, it's basically a death sentence, right? The good thing is that Explorer draws you into the lands. You can cast an Explorer and you can draw into the land that you're needing, right? Poison might be better than next spring if we don't touch your fetchable land problem. Yeah, but this, I literally just explained what I just said. It's the same thing. Like, Spring Bloom fixes your mana. First of all, Spring Bloom can ramp you for 3, which is no small feat. Second of all, Spring Bloom fixes your mana, and it also fixes your colors of mana. So it gets you basics, which is very relevant against Blood Moon, when you have your basic forest, but you don't have your plains, and then most of your answers to Moon are white. So Spring Bloom is, I think Spring Bloom is just very, very good. It's also possible that I just don't have to play 4 Failure Retreats. Gracer blocks well. Yeah, but I I didn't really play too much against the aggressive decks. I know that Gracer blocks well. The question is, I don't think that Gracer wins too many games. So even though it blocks well, if it doesn't win games, what do I want it for, right? What can we do here? There's also the other version that I wanted to try out. Like, I kind of want to play another version with white, but there's also this Philodelphia Naya, this no Philodelphia Naya version that I was thinking about, which I wanted to give a shot to. So I think we're gonna try this first before we try another league with the other thing, with the other list. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this league. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.